I follow different modes of like watching different types of movies. So sometimes I might like mystery movies. It's kind of like me with books. Sometimes I like mystery movies, sometimes I'm into like old school movies or like, you know, Jane Austen movies, which is what I will be talking about today. I've never really been into horror or thriller or any of that. And then obviously comedies and romantic comedies, those are cute. And I've never read a Jane Austen book, although funny little story is that back when I was in elementary school, you know how they have those like book fairs and they bring like those stands of books, and that was my favorite day. I think I was in 4th grade at the time, and I saw this book and it was like at the bottom right corner of this one stand, and I do remember this, I remember this. It was at the bottom right corner of the stand and I'm like, ooh, what's this? And it looked like really big, so like I looked at it and I'm like, I don't know if I could read that. But it seemed interesting to me. I don't know why, but I just like picked it up. And it was Pride and Prejudice. And my teacher at the time thought it was like really funny. So then she picked up the other one that was kind of right by it and she's like, this one's also by the same author. This is called Sense and Sensibility. And I was like, no, this one. And I was like into Pride and Prejudice. And then also I found like Little Woman. That was the same time I found that book too. And I think I really did buy them. And I still haven't read them, but they're in my bookcase. I have them. I need to read them. But I just find it really funny. And then last night I finally watched Pride and Prejudice because a couple of years ago I looked up the movie and I started watching it. I got like 10 minutes in. I love it. I watched the entire thing through because I knew it was going to be one of those movies that I just had to watch the entire thing right away and not pause it. And I did. After watching the movie, I went to YouTube. I might just insert a clip here, and there's this part and I have something to say because it looks as if he's whispering to her the word like please, as in like please forgive me, but everyone's like no, he's just like breathing out air. He is saying the word please, okay? He's saying the word, and it makes the scene so much more emotional. I love it so much. I didn't even look at the comments or anything. I didn't read anything on the movie at all. I just wanted to watch the movie because I've never read the book. And so watching it the first time, he whispered please, because I was like, oh, he's so sad, he said please. And then I played it a couple more times after that. He said the word. And like, I noticed it. I'm like, did he say what I think he said the first time? And he did. So you can't tell me that he wasn't saying that, because he was. You can hear it, okay? Unless you just one of those people that denies it, but you're wrong. Anyways.
From the first moment I met you, your arrogance and conceit, your selfish disdain for the feelings of others made me realize that you were the last man in the world I could ever be prevailed upon to marry.
Also, Keira Knightley is the Elizabeth Bennet in Pride and Prejudice, which just makes the movie even better because I love her. So if you ask me if I love this movie and would I rate it, I would give it a solid 10 out of 10. Just too much emotion. It's perfect. It's like, it's the perfect freaking scene ever. And I haven't seen the TV version, or the BBC version of Pride and Prejudice, the show with Colin Firth. So I don't compare the two. I love Colin Firth himself, okay? And I also love this guy in this movie, who is pretty new to my watching and things. But I'm sure they both do very good jobs. But because this one was the first one that I've seen the movie, I feel like I'm gonna just love that one most anyways, because it is the first one I saw. But also, there's so much emotion. It's so perfect. So anyways, that's kind of that. I did watch, I think it was Becoming Jane is the name of the movie that was on Netflix. I watched that last year. Maybe it was 2 years ago. And that's what made me want to watch Pride and Prejudice too, but I just never got to it. I never got to the movie, and finally I did, and I love it, and I just thought I would tell you all that. I would love it. I mean, that I do love it. And yeah, another movie that I wanted to mention quickly is Your Name, which is an anime, or I'm not sure how to pronounce it. but I should probably look it up. Kimi no Nawa, which is Your Name is the English version of that. And apparently, since the day that I watched the movie, I went to go look up stuff online, and the first thing I saw was that it's going to be becoming a live-action film, and ever since then I'm like, I don't know how to feel. But I mean, I hope they do it justice, because there are certain scenes in that movie that you just cannot, you can't make that into real life. You can't, you know, like the skies, colors and stuff, like, are so beautiful, and if they can mimic that in any way, I will be amazed. I hope they can do it. I have a feeling that they won't be able to. I'm just gonna put that out there. I just have a feeling like it just isn't gonna happen. But because it was such a popular film, I mean, it took only a year, or less than a year even, for them to make it into a live action film, so they better do it justice. Hollywood, just, you better do it justice, please.